I'm Justin, and today we will be building a couple of mobile workbenches. These are not my original design. They were originally made by Bob from I Like to Make Stuff. It was a really cool design. He incorporated a drawer so that you can fit any tools or anything that you might be working on, and they are mobile, so they can move around, rearrange, and you can get whatever kind of setup that you like. On his, he did include magnet that connected each of the benches together, so you didn't have to worry about them slipping apart while you're working on a project. Those are coming. I couldn't find the right magnets in Home Depot, so I ordered them on Amazon. They just haven't got here yet. But my favorite part is probably the storage, so you can put a few miscellaneous tools in here, and that it can be moved around the shop and configured many different ways. I plan to, in the future, use these as an off-feed table for my table saw. One of my next projects is going to be building a mobile cart for my table saw that I can roll right up to one of these stands and then use it as an off-feed table. These will just be nice to work on other projects. It'll be really nice just to have a bench in the middle of the garage. This makes it a much more functional space. If I wanted to build a plane, or if I wanted to just create anything. I'll show you how to go through the steps. Bob from I Like to Make Stuff did a really great video on how to do this. He even made a large 4x4. These are just 2 foot by 4 foot. I really enjoyed them. I think they're going to be a great addition to my shop along with the new tools that I have. It's really coming together. I'm really excited. It's going to be a proper wood shop. So stick around. I will show you how I built these and answer any questions that I might have had watching his video. And hope you enjoy. Bye. Starting off this build, I set up a stop block with the bench clamp that I have on my workbench. I had to cut 8 equal lengths of each piece. The legs were 45 inches, the top and bottom were made up of a 35-inch piece and a 21-inch piece to give me the overall size of 2 foot by 4 foot. After all of those pieces were cut, it was time to start putting them together. So I started off by drilling pilot holes in all of my pieces so that it was easier to put together later on. To put it together, I used 2.5-inch general purpose screws to screw everything together. Then attach the 2 rectangles together with the 45-inch legs, giving me an overall height of around 35 inches, and the caster wheels were about 3 inches, so giving me a total height of 38 inches. I did this because I'm a little bit taller, and it was a little bit more comfortable for me to have a higher surface to work on. The work surfaces and the shelves, I used 1/2-inch MDF. I had the hardware store cut them down to a more manageable size, but I still had to take a little bit off myself. This is for the top. It is a 4 foot by 2 foot rectangle, and then for the bottom piece, I had to cut it down to 45 inches by 24 inches so that it would fit within the frame of the table. I used locking caster wheels so that I could lock the table in place while I was working on projects. The table is getting pretty heavy now, so I did this before I installed all of the shelves and the top piece. For installing all of the table surfaces, I just used 1-inch drywall screws. This was more than enough to secure the piece. Just like in Bob's video, I used 1/8" hardboard so that the top could easily be replaced once it was worn down, which it inevitably will because this is a workbench. Now comes the hard part. This is my first time using a router. I used the router to make room for the hinge that is going to be on the top surface so that the top can be used as a hidden drawer. When installing the hinge, you might need a second hand. I ended up using boards and clamping the top in. It kind of worked. It worked for now, but I would definitely recommend having someone else with you to help because it did make it a little bit more difficult. I did install two 22-pound 10-inch gas pistons. These will hold the top up while you're looking for tools, so you don't have to worry about the heavy top coming down on you. To install these, I actually read the instructions, and they went on perfectly, and they work great. Once those are installed, your workbench is ready to use. Hope you enjoy.